very happy to be here all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. My first time in India, and so far I love every part of it, everything I've seen. So I'm going to talk to you about my brand, Suzie Beauty, and about my journey since starting it and to where it's reached today. So, Suzie Beauty, I founded the company actually in 2009. I founded the company in 2009, but the story starts from much before that. I was born and raised in Nairobi, Kenya, and moved to the US after college. Actually, I did my final year of college in San Diego, in California, and thereafter I really did not know what I wanted to do with my life. I studied international relations. My parents insisted, of course, that I must have my degree, and when I graduated, I actually just handed it over to them because I really knew that I was not going to use it. And I moved over to New York. My sister lived there, and she worked in the fashion industry, and she had this fancy life and all these fancy jobs with, you know, Giorgio Armani and all these lovely brands. And there was something about that intrigued me. So moving over to New York, I went to just venture into the fashion industry. I really didn't know what it was, but it looked like fun. And I actually just dabbled in the various areas of the fashion industry. I came to realize that the fashion industry is not just clothing. It's, you know, it's accessories, it's eyewear, it's cosmetics. And that's where I found my true passion and my true love, which ended up being cosmetics. And I worked for a few big companies there. I was trained by Clinique, followed by MAC. I also did a media makeup course in Los Angeles, just to know, you know, makeup artistry was my main interest. And spent my time building a great portfolio of work. And then came 2007, when I had met my not then husband, but current husband. He was moving back home. We were going to move back home together. And the dream was always to come back to Kenya, to work with what I've learned out there and start to build whatever I can of the very infantile beauty industry. So got back home with a big suitcase full of makeup for all the brands I'd been working with all those years. And what I found, okay, so it was very easy for me to make a name for myself quite quickly in the beauty industry because it was, you know, very few professional makeup artists, very little good work being done. So I got a lot of good jobs very fast and built a name for myself. Working, you know, a few months into it, I started to run out of product out of my big suitcase full of makeup. You know, I've been working on many different faces, different color ranges and that type of thing. And I started looking into where to replenish. It's very different from here, it's very different from Europe, very different from the US, because where people shop for makeup is little pharmacies, little beauty shops, and the product is all imported, and the majority of it is very, very poor quality. And whatever the few brands that they have of good quality were extremely overpriced because they weren't even imported in the official channels. Somebody would, you know, go over to Dubai, go to the US, put stuff in their suitcase, come and sell it, you know, 20 times the price. So I realized that this is just unsustainable. I used to have to wait to travel, wait for somebody to be, you know, coming from one of these countries to bring me product that I needed to work with. And not only that, for my own personal use. So I realized, obviously, there's a gap in the market. I'm not only catering to myself, there's many, many people like me. And so I woke up one morning in 2009 and told my husband that, you know what, I'm just going to create my own product. And that's where Suzie Beauty, the product line, was born. So what I immediately did was, I mean, obviously, this idea was sitting in the back of my mind somewhere because it was very easy for me to conceptualize the brand, conceptualize the product. I had lists of ingredients that I knew that I wanted to use. And so started just research and starting to develop a line. I went to the professor, one of the top chemistry professors at the local university, with my list of ingredients just to find out, where would I go to buy these raw materials?